Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Numbers and You. I am your host, LLoyd Strayhorn, on Live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. I was supposed to have a guest on today, Dougie Fresh. He is in DC. He's always doing some kind of activities to raise people's consciousness and awareness. So I said, well, guess who would be the guest today? Me. So this is going to be fun today. And I'm going to take this whole day, or this at least this segment, to spend time with you. And we're going to be doing what we feel is well, actually, I'm going to be telling you how to do your personal year. But before I get into that, so all of you, who will get a chance, please go in the comment section, leave your birthday. I'm going to tell you what is your personal year, because the one thing that's important about this time of the year, I always call it the preview month. That if you get an idea of what your personal month is, it'll tell you exactly what your personal year will be for the year to come, which is in this case 2023. But before we do that, let me go into the cosmic forecast for today. And so what happens is, as you see, today is a Monday. It is the 3rd of October. The sun is in Libra. The moon is in the sign of Capricorn. Mercury retrograde ended yesterday, but we're still in the shadow effect. All righty. It is a 7 universal month. It is an 8 universal week. It is a 1 universal day. So how did I get the personal month? The universal month? Well, since this year is the year 2026, and I added that to the 10th calendar month, which made it 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. So then, because each month, as a rule, has 4 weeks, 8, 7, plus the first week will equal an 8. So that means this will be a good week, everybody, to take a closer look at your finances, closer look at your legal documents, whether they're insurance papers, wills, anything, contracts, anything like that, you got to take a look at. But today is a 1 universal day. So if you've been wanting to get a start to something, what you do is this will be a good time to take a different approach, innovative approach, a very spirited or pioneering approach to get things done. For those under the Leo or Aquarius or Aries or Sagittarius or Pisces, this should have been a pretty good day for you. Or if you were born on the 1st or the 3rd, the 10th or the 13th, the 17th, the 21st, the 28th, or the 30th of any month. Now, let me tell you, this is the time I always call let me do this. I always call this the preview month. What do I mean? Well, it's like if you decide to go to a movie by yourself or with someone else, it makes no difference. And you will find that before you see the main movie that you go to see, you see the trailers or coming attractions or whatever they call it. And so what happens is, by seeing the trailers, it gives you a kind of a frame of reference about, like, okay, I think I want to see that when that comes out. No, I don't want to see that when that comes out, whatever the case is. So what happens is, because it is called that, that's what October is about. This is where there's a paradigm shift in the energies that you're going to feel for the year 2023. So if you look at 2023 and add those 4 numbers up, it adds up to a 7. All righty. So it'll be a 7 universal year. It means no matter who is living and breathing on this planet during next year, they will all be under the influence of a 7 universal year. However, there is your personal year. For people to say, listen, man, I don't care what 2023 is about. Okay, what's up for me? Well, what I've done is I'm going to give you an illustration of how that works. But in order to get your personal month, which leads to your personal year for 2023, you must know how to get the personal month or your personal year for this month. So here's an illustration, okay? I took somebody's birthday, whoever's born on August 26th. So what you do, instead of taking the month and day and the year a person is born, You take the month, the day, and the year that you want to know about, in this case, 2022. So when I added my columns down and I added the numbers across, this person for this year primarily has been in a 4 personal year. So now, then the next step after you get the personal year is, how do you find the personal month? Well, I took the person's 4 personal year and added it to the 10th calendar month, in this case, October, which added the 14. Therefore, this person will be in a 5 personal month. For November, they will be in a 6 personal month, and they will end the year of December in a 7 personal month. Now, here's what's important about this personal month for the month you're in October. This sets the stage for the personal year that you will be in for the upcoming year, in this case, 2023. So this month, everybody should pay attention to what's going on in their affairs, how things are rolling, or whatever the case is, because this will give you a clue, a strong clue as to what is going to be happening for your year to come, in this case. So that's what we're going to be doing. So if you want to, please submit your birthdays. I have somebody help moderate, take a look, and I won't get into details, but here's the thing about a personal year. The personal year does several things. Whatever the personal year you're about to go into, because we're leaving this in a couple of months, within 90 days, the personal year will allow you, it will tell you the kind of mindset that you're going through. It'll also explain the conditions of things that you're going through as well. It'll also tell you the kinds of people that are likely to be drawn into your life as well, by way of either their zodiac signs or their dates of birth. All righty. And not only that, it will also indicate other things too, even health tendencies. So here's what we do with 7. Since 7 is a universal year, it's going to be a very spiritual year for us moving forward. We're going to get more into why we do the things we do, because 7 is a number that rules self-examination, analysis, self-investigation. It is like the detective number. It makes you get your act together spiritually, physically. This is when people join church. They become born again Christians. They get psychic readings, things like that. So all these things will be in effect. It's also the year of a universal 7, where things that have been hidden come to the surface, especially if you haven't been correct. And it's also positive. For example, some of you may discover a gift that you never knew you had. Some of you may find out about that question mark that's been going in the family between Aunt Louise and Uncle Louis. Okay. Little things that we sometimes keep beneath the surface. Well, 7 brings it out. This is normally coming up for this year, a challenging time, because of the fact that it is not related to things of an emotional nature, like girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, husbands, wife, lovers, co-workers, things like that. Nor is it related to the material world, like a job, a career, things of that nature. But it's more spiritual. It's kind of make you stop, look, and listen, and figure out why you do the things you do. Okay. And so once you understand that, but then that's the universal year. But again, we all have our personal years, and that's what I'm going to assist you today in finding out what your personal year is. So don't forget, if there's a theme, there's a description, there is it's also a travel indicator, and it's also a health indicator. So for 7 is normally associated with worry. 7 is normally associated with night sweats and other things affecting in a minor way the stomach and digestive tract. All righty. So that's the universal year. So what we're going to do is find out what your personal year is. And by the way, Dougie Fresh is going to be on with me at some point next week. I just don't know. I'm almost sure, if I'm not mistaken, it'll be on a week from today, all things considered. But the man is very, very busy. If you Google Dougie Fresh and find out, the man is all over the place. God bless him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take open up the comments. And by the way, here's what you do. Don't let me do it for you. Do it for yourself. Get a pen and paper, and you take this same illustration that I did. So instead of taking this person's birthday, you take the month and day you are born, you add it to the year in question, 2022. And when you get that number, you add it to the 10th calendar month, and that will determine what your personal month is for this month of October, which I call the preview month. And it will also indicate, as a result, what your personal year will be for the year to come, in this case, 2023. All righty. So for those of you like the Williams in Chicago, other people that have made donations and stuff, I'm trying to get these things together so I can, but whoever does make donations or things like that, I deeply, deeply thank you, even if your name may not be mentioned at that point. I'm still, after doing this, still kind of learning the ropes and multitasking and stuff, but things are going to get better. It may take me a minute, but I'm getting there much, much better than when I first started. About when did it start? 2 years ago, July 2020. All righty, so here we go. So I'm going to go to the comment section, and I'm going to take your birthdays, the month, the day, and the year you're born, and we will go from there. So hold on and let me see. Okay. First of all, let me do this. I see something. I want to give. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? I think there it is. I want to give Kira. Thank you very much for that, Kira. I wonder if that's my daughter. She's going to be on later before the year is over, too. But if that's my daughter, Kira, and that's not the only Kira on the planet, but the way I spell her name, I is before E after C. There's certain rules of English. Well, I reversed it because of my query nature. I put the E before the I, but it's supposed to be the I before the E. So I did it in the reverse. So I think it's my daughter. So thank you, honey. Thank you very much. So what we do is you take the month. And so for those of you, try to figure it out yourself. Okay. Please get your likes up, as my moderator suggested. And this will help very, very much. So I'm going to kind of start. Okay. All right. So now, hopefully, you should be able to figure out your personal year, because you cannot get to your month without knowing what your personal year is. And one more time for review, just in case somebody is just coming on, you take the month, the date that you were born, and add it to the year in question. You therefore can project, well, because people will come to me, well, say, what's the 5-year plan? Well, 5 years from now, like in say 2030, that's 7 years from now. Actually, that's 8 years from now, since we're in 2022. All you got to do is take the month, the day, and the year that person is born, not month and day they're born, rather, and add to it 2030, and that will give you a clue as to that person. And in this case, this person will be, if they're born on August the 26th, as an example, they will be in a one personal year. So they don't have to wait that long. But the beauty about nature, or the creator, or the higher forces, you can't rush it. Everybody's got to take their turn, and there's 365 days a year. So, and that's all you can do. Anyway, so let's get started with, I'm going to see if I can get the first birthday to come up. And right now, please, if you can, help me by letting me know if you figured out your birthday. So we got this person here, which is Natalie. Natalie Crawford is born October 14th. So if I take a birthday, right now, Natalie is in a 3 personal year. So that means this year that's been remaining has been busy, and whatever the case is. But the point is, now that I take a 3 personal year, I want to add it to the month of October. So 3 plus 10, representing the 10th calendar month, equals 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. So Natalie is in a 4 personal month for October, which means she'll be in a 4 personal year for 2023. So what does it mean? Well, I always describe the 4 as a box that the person symbolically feels boxed in, financially, emotionally, materially, whatever the case is. But there are normally limitations and restrictions, which is why I make the symbol of the box. It means a waste not, want not, lend not attitude. It also means needs has priorities over wants. You might want this, but you need to deal with that. It also pulls people from your past. It also means that zodiac wise, Aquarians and Leos and Geminis will be. I just got the news that I need to put my charger in. Okay. And so what will happen is that you need to, okay, I am double tasking at the moment, but it means just being efficient. So if you are an Aquarius and if you need to put things together, these will be the people that will help you, or they will be on the 4th, the 13th, the the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, or the 31st of any month. Okay, I'm just getting a little assistance here so we don't lose it. All right, I'm good to go. All righty, good. Thank you, honey. All right, okay. So now that is what her situation is. So we're going to take the next one here, which is Darian Cheatham. All right, so now Darian Cheatham is in a, there's my pen. Darian Cheatham is in, so if I take that one, 3, 4, then 6. Darian Cheatham is in a 4 personal year this year. So this year should have been very important to Darian. Why? Because not only are they born on the 22nd of the month, 2 plus 2 is 4, they happen to have been in a 4 personal year. Now, this is another thing, thanks to you, Darian, to make this mention. Anytime your personal year is matching your date of birth, it should in some way, shape, or form, mostly positive rather than negative, be a significant year for you. So since this person is born on the 22nd, which is a master number, 2 plus 2 is 4, they're in a 4 personal year. I would say this person has had opportunities to kind of get things together. They have a sense of order, a sense of purpose, a sense of a mission, probably having to get some things together, things of that nature, and more than likely an Aquarius or a Leo, an minor way or Gemini, or anybody whose date of birth is a 1 or 4 has probably been influenced in their lives. But because I added to October, their 4 personal year added to the 10th calendar month equals 14. So this person for October this month that we're just starting, day 3, finds them in a 5 personal month, which is a snapshot to what you're going to go through in 2023, which is a 5 personal year. So that means that this person is about to make a change. And anytime a person's in a 5 year, it's like the midway point between the 1 and the 9. It's like dead center, right? So it's like a person's at a crossroads and they've got to make a decision as to which way they need to go. Should I go this way, that way? And the point is, normally there are changes for the better. It's a lot of opportunities. There are also health indicators, all that I explain in my book. I'm going to show all of my books so you can get them or and see what that's about. So, all right. So you will be in a 5 personal year for 2023. It's a lot of opportunities. By the way, Geminis and Virgos and the minor way Aquarians will assist you, or anybody that's born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of any month. So everybody got their own. So let's take this person, Mr. VIP 317. Okay, Jeff Bezos' birthday. So when I took this, they happen to have been in a 1 personal year. So this is a year that should have been this remaining of 2022. There should have been a breakout month where breakout year, I should say, where they either set a new course, set a new direction, created a new mindset in terms of what they want to do, how they want to do things, and things of that nature. So when I add the 1 to the 10th calendar month, that adds to an 11. Now, I don't know whether it's a master number because I'm doing a shortcut version mentally. But if it is, that means they're at a point that they're about to enter for 2023 where they're going to take things really to a next level. I know Jeff Bezos, I think about to get into the pharmaceutical business, not that you would. But I also noticed recently that people born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th normally have some connections with pharmaceutical sales, whatever the case is. Not all 3s, of course, but I just noticed it recently. And as long as I've been doing this, you notice patterns that'll take place. So this person, therefore, will be in an 11/2 personal year, which means now it's time to kind of slow it down, take their time, take it easy, see what's going on. They will find that Cancerians will be important in today's life for anybody whose birthday adds up to a 2 or the number 7. And then more than likely, when a person is about to enter a cycle like this, one thing that takes place is they want to have a desire to change their diet or dietary laws or whatever the case is, their eating habits or whatnot. Okay. So that's it. So I'm doing the shortcuts because I'm going to do as many as I can. I know I can't do everybody. This has been explained to me before, but I'm figuring that you do it yourself. And by the time I get to the end of this segment, hopefully you should be telling me, figuring out what your personal month is for October, which means that's exactly what you're going to be going through for the year 2023. So in this case, I got Ruby Moon, not Ruby D, the actress. So that's 786. So this person is in a 3 personal year this year. That's what they did. If they took July the 17th and added it to 2022, they will see that they have been in a 6, 12, 18, no, 7, 14, 21. Yes, they've been in a 3 personal year. So if I add their 3 to the 10th calendar month of October, that means they're in a 4 personal month, which is what they will be in a 4 personal year for 2023. And it simply means, hey, get your act together. You can't do things on the fly. You can't, you know, that works in some cases, but in certain cycles that one is going through, you got to have it together if you want to be successful during that cycle year. Okay. Now there are months in between there, but right now my whole goal is to tell you a snapshot that this month is extremely important because it gives you a preview or a hint or a clue or a review of what is up for you as you're about to approach the new year in a matter of 3 months and change. Okay, like that. All righty. So let me see. Did I do? Okay, let's see. Alrighty. And by the way, I want to thank everybody like Elizabeth Mondon, the Williams family out of Chicago. They've always, all of you, I've been very, very blessed with the reception that y'all have shown me, and it's much, much appreciated too. Okay, did that. All right. So I think I am ready for another one. This is Elizabeth. Thanks, Elizabeth. So now Elizabeth is easy. Now let me explain why. She happens to have the nature that her month and date of birth not only tells me about her, the universal year, but her personal year as well. In other words, there 9 times out of 10, most people, there's a universal year 2023. And as you see, very few of them have their personal year the same. Well, if you took her birthday, Elizabeth, of, and here, let me put it on the screen so you can see. You put her birthday on there, right? March the 13th to 2022, it adds up to a 6. So when I add the 6 to the 10th calendar month, that adds to 16 or 7. So not only will she be in a 7 personal month, it's also matching the universal year. So that is also significant anytime you can get your personal year, if you have the good fortune, which is rare, okay, to have it whereby, so in the case of May, that would be May the 4th, May the 13th, May the 22nd, May the 31st. Now, people born on those dates within the months of May, whatever the universal year is, so is it also your personal year as well. So this happens in each month, only on the certain numbers. Everybody can't do that. So that's why there's the universal year, as they call it, versus the personal year. So that means this is even more important than in the case of Elizabeth, that she is going to really at this point this month have this more reflective mood. And also when you're in a 7th cycle, you don't want to be bothered with a lot of people. You just want to be left alone. You know, you don't need the drama, don't need the confusion, you don't need the mayhem, you don't need any of that. You just want to just kind of be left alone so you can get your thoughts together. Because as I said, it's a cycle where you do some soul searching within yourself to find out why you do the things you do. So now in the case, let's take Big Z, for example. All righty. Now, Big Z is in a 6 universal personal month. And he is also a case that if you're born on January the 8th, January the 8th, January the 17th, or January the 26th, your personal year also matches what the universal year is going to be. So in the case of Big Z, this month, they're in a 7, which finds them soul searching, reflecting, looking deeper into things. And by the way, when you're in a 7, whether it's a month, a day, a year, whatever the case is, even a week, you start having the most weirdest of dreams where you wake up and say, yo, what was that about? Okay. You know, I had this dream, so and so. They'll wake up their mate, like, honey, you got to hear this, so and so and this, and they don't want to be bothered because they're trying to get their sleep done. But the point is, things will just kind of weird. You also have feelings of deja vu. I also call it what is called strange and or prophetic dreams. Prophetic dreams mean that, like, say you getting out of a car, Uber, your own car, whatever the case is, and all of a sudden you get this impression that I remember this in a dream. Almost shock yourself. That's prophetic. Where it's kind of like things are happening before it happens. Well, those of you who are inclined that way are going to find that a lot of prophetic dreams will probably be coming to you. It don't have to be a lot, but it'd be enough to say, wow, I remember this. So hopefully someone will be good or whatever the case is. But this person will be doing a lot of going within, getting into spirituality, going somewhere where they can be left alone. And since 7 is ruled by the element of water, going near a body of water for all of us at some point will be good, whether it's a lake, a brook, a pond, a creek, a waterfall, a river, an ocean, whatever the case is, as long as you near a body of water, no matter how big or small, this would be important. So, okay, so that's Big Z. Now, if I take Lady E, for example, right? Now, Lady E is in a a 3 personal month, a 3 personal year, excuse me. That means when I took her month and day, added to the year 2022, it factored out to a 3. Now, 3 is one of those fun cycles, the cycle that she's about to leave. So things have probably been very busy, very exciting, contacts, whatever the case is. It all depends on whether that 3 is in opposition to her, which it is not. Actually, her 3 is more, the cycle she's in is more complementary to her date of birth because her birth number, along with her personal cycle, are both career oriented numbers. So she may have stepped her career up a notch or two, a better job, more pay, whatever the case is. But now, when I add that 3 to the 10th calendar month of October, that adds up to a 4 because 1 plus 3 is 4. So that means all of a sudden she's going to what is called hit the brakes because things slow down in a 4. Again, your 3 is like one of those fast track cycles where things are happening. They're exciting, it's busy, it's prosperity, it's money's good luck, lady luck, all these other things combined, whatever you call it. But at the same time, now she might be saying, like, okay, what's going on? Like 2 weeks ago, things was popping. Right now, I don't know what's up. Okay. And so what it simply means is now 4 makes you get it together. That's why it's the cycle that's being structured, to be organized, to have a plan of action. So in case if plan A don't work, you go to plan B. You know how they have options and things. Well, if this don't work out, I will do with that. Well, that's what's going to be very, very important for her. It also connects with the past. So it tells me Aquarians and Geminis and Leos would be important, of people whose birthday adds up to the 1 or 4. 4 is also the health cycle. But because her key numbers are the 1, 4, and 9, it may not be her, but maybe somebody that she might know that might be under the weather. This will be around in December or February of next year. But anyway, uh, let us pray that that person's in the best of health. All righty, so let's see who we got here. We got Brother D. All right, Brother D. So you have been in a 3 personal year, okay? And it simply means this is a year where things have been exploratory, things have been expanding. And by the way, through rules gambling or games of chance. Now, for some people, they may say, well, I don't like to gamble. But sometimes going across the street is a gamble. People have gotten hit and injured, even seriously more than that, crossing the street or whatever the case is. So there are chances that we take in life every day symbolically. So what that means is if this person is also have gone into a casino, all right, maybe they come out a little bit better than they went in. But normally the odds always favor the house. So very few people think they're going to go in there The casinos don't work on a 50-50 ratio. No, the odds are always in my favor. Thank you. And thank you for leaving your money. All right. That's why they even have it where you can even play for pennies. I think they got penny slot machines. That's interesting. But anyway, so when I look at the year or the month of October, 3 added to the 10th calendar month representing October is a 4. So it seems like quite a few people about to go into a 4 personal year. Now, let me say this also about the 4. Yes, I say the box and restriction, but I'll put it another way. This is a cycle that you will be entering, Brother D, where you got to put in the work. It's just that simple. Okay? All this entitlement attitude, all depending on you, if you're on generation X, Y, Z, D, whatever they got going out here for this new generation. But if that's your mindset, you're going to have problems in the year that you're about to enter, because 4 doesn't work like that. You must make an effort. You must put your shoulders to the wheel. You must work up a little sweat. You must put in the work. And by the way, when you're in a 4 cycle year, the rule is pay yourself first. Out of habit, most of us, when we get our paycheck or whatever, we pay our bills, our rent, our mortgage, gas, phone bill, electric, car notes, all this stuff. Well, in a 4 personal year, the person should make a sacrifice, because that's exactly what it's about. Because don't forget, I was saying 4 versus your needs rather than your wants. So you might want to pay that phone bill, but you need to put a little something aside for yourself. And for those that's entering a 4 year for coming up, in your case, Brother D, you'll find out that it would be much to your advantage that if we fast forward to the same time next year of October of 2023, man, the nest egg you have, you'll be able to take yourself on an extended vacation. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me get this. Thanks, D. Okay. Africa forever. Love and peace to you. And also, Natalie. Now, in this case, Africa is October, excuse me, August the 7th. So she, okay, how did I do that? They will be she's been in a 3 personal year this year. So this year has been very important for her to either be very busy, very active, broadening her contacts or networking, stuff of that nature. But interesting enough, when I add her 3 to the 10th calendar month, I need to do a survey. Many of you are about to enter a 4 personal year, which is interesting. So that tells me you 4 cycles that y'all about to enter, you got to step up your game. You got to make sure that things are tight. You got to dot those I's. You got to cross those T's, and you got to make sure that everything is in working order and not assume. Well, you know what I mean? No, not in a 4 cycle. You got to make sure you're on your P's and Q's, as they say. You got to have it together. You got to have a game plan. You can't just walk out willy-nilly. Now, in a 3 cycle, you can be spontaneous, because it's kind of like that: creativity, imagination, contact, social engagements. 4s don't work like that. When you're in a 4, you got to put in that effort. So I don't mean to emphasize, but it's just amazing how many people so far that I've read. Well, I don't know how many people I've read so far, but many of you are about to enter a 4 personal year for 2023, which means that's exactly what you're in this month. So here's the beauty of catching it in this month, which is the preview month. It gives you a time to prep, okay, so to speak. It gives you a time to it's giving you a signal of what you need to do to be prepared for the new year that's coming in. So in other words, don't wait till 2023 to say, okay, let me write my, put everything on the drawing board. It's telling you right now you got an opportunity to be ahead of the game. Now, some people are smart enough to plan in advance, and then you got some people that don't plan in advance. Well, in a 4 cycle, you will find that if you wait until January of 2023 to get started and kick it off, you will find that it may be a little harder. So this is the whole beauty of this preview month that I call it October, because it lets you know in advance what you must prepare for the year coming up. So again, Aquarians, Geminis, Leos, or people whose birthdays are the 1 and 4 will be significant. And 4, since it rules mood swings, it means you got to have the right attitude. So if you're into watching the news with its daily dose of murders and dramas and this and that and other, maybe you need to cut down on your TV watching, or you're radio watching, and therefore read books that are positive, or go on and look at movies that are more positive than negative and stuff like that to balance the mindset, because it rules the mental side of the nature. It rules depression and other things like that that I won't get into, but I need King Simon on here to explain that for. He's a master at explaining the four, which is why he wrote his book on motivation, his latest book. Anyway, so that's it. So, but the nice thing about it, Africa, your key numbers are the 7, 2, 1, and 4. So 4 is friendly to you, but it's like the fourth position number rather than the first one, like the number 7 is. So with that being the case, still, I don't care, even still one of your key numbers, or even if you're born on a 4 and you're going to be in a 4 personal year, you know what I'm saying? It still simply means be prepared and have everything in working order. All righty. Okay. This is Hilda. All right. So Hilda, she has been in a 7 personal year. All righty. So that means, Hilda, you should have been doing what most people are going to be doing for the year coming up, doing a lot of soul searching, doing a lot of reflecting, making discoveries about yourself or other people around you, for example. So those would be some of the things I would see. But in your case, dear, when I add your 7 personal month, excuse me, when I add your 7 personal year to the 10th calendar month, that adds up to 17, and 1 plus 7 is 8. And everybody loves the 8 cycle because it's associated with all things material and financial, money, authority, achievement, recognition, raises, promotions, executive positions, things like that. But it also denotes people from the past as well, too. And in this case, it means more like a Capricorn, or an Aquarius, or a Libra, or anybody born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th could play a major part being in this month, but definitely as you go into the next year. When you enter an 8 cycle of any kind, of 8 day, or 8 month, or 8 week, in this case, she's in an 8 month going into an 8 year. 8 rules Saturn, and it means you do a lot of growing up. Yes, you've grown already. I already saw the year you're born, Hilda, but the way you look at life begins to take on a whole different flavor. It's almost like you see what role you've been playing on life stage at this point, and all the cast of characters, supporting actors, minor actors, the antagonists, all that stuff, enemies, frenemies. You begin to kind of see how everything is connected when it's in an 8 cycle year. So it's going to be very, very interesting for you. All righty. All right. So let's see who we got next. Okay. Here we got Nicole Armour, that's born June the 16th. All righty. So that's 3, 9. Let me see this right quick. So that's 6, 7, 6. Yep. That's right. So that's 3. This person's been in a 1 personal year. So Nicole, you've been in a 1 personal year. Okay. So that means if I add your 1 to the 10th calendar month, you're in an 11 or 2. Now, 11 is considered a master number. But right now, please, don't worry about the master number. All that's explained in my book. I'm going to show you my books where I do have chapters on the master number personal year of 11 and 22. So all that's in my book that I'll be showing you later. But the point is, 2 is always a peaceful setting. It is about teamwork, cooperation, making an effort, having meeting with people of a similar mindset as you, going in the same direction. It is also deals with members of the opposite sex. A woman means a man will help. A man means a woman will help. Okay, as a rule, it means normally, since 2, if you write the 2 on a paper shaped like the intestines of a stomach, it simply means that this year coming up will be, and I hope I did that right, 6, 18, 6, 12, 18, 1. Yes, I did it right. Yes, you'll be in a 2 personal year, no question. Now, here's what I tell people. In a 1 cycle year, you're very forceful, very assertive. Now, the strategy in a 2 personal year is to be just the opposite, especially for women. Men, be persuasive. Women, be irresistible. Okay. And as I jokingly say from time to time, when my daughters want something, they are so irresistible. You women know what I'm talking about, okay? So that's what I'm talking about in your case, Nicole. All righty. So please get the likes up, family. I appreciate that. And okay, let's see who we got next. Neville. Okay, Neville has been there before. Oops. Yep, I got the Neville. Their date of birth is January the 12th. So this person for the year has been in a one personal year, which means for this month, adding one to the 10th calendar month is 11 or two. Two is a partnership number. And by the way, astrologically, it rules cancers or anybody born on the 2nd, the 7th, the 11th, the 16th, the 20th, 25th, or 29th of any month. It means being peaceful, and it means take your time. So if you are of a temperament, especially if you're in an Aries going into it too, Aries and Leos are not known to have the greatest patience on the planet, okay? But if a two personal year is, it means you need to hit the brakes, slow it down, and catch more of the scenery. You know, when you're driving real fast, you don't see too much because you got your mind on the highway, listening in front of you, trying to do some breakout speed. But when you slow it down, you'd be surprised some of the things you'll see along the way, like a tour. You know what I'm saying? So take your time, be patient. And as I said, and the little things count. Okay, sometimes we're after the big things. And let me explain how I tell a two when you're in a two cycle. Think of twos as small, right? I'm sitting at this table, I'm sitting on this chair, but as soon as I take those little nuts and bolts out, this table will collapse and so will this chair. So every single number from 1 to 9 plays its role. So don't think that because I'm in a two, it's not now. Sometimes paying attention to those little things will still support the big things that you have in mind or plan to do. So if you think of it like that, I think you'll come out on top with that understanding. Okay. So, okay. Um, this person here is Levy Lav. I hope I'm saying the name correctly. All righty. So they have been in a four personal year. All righty. So that means they understand that, phew, man, I had to put in some effort this year, man. I had to toe the line. I had to keep it tight. I had to kind of know what I was doing. I couldn't jump out there in a willy-nilly fashion. Fours don't work like that. That's why I call it the box. But it's designed to keep you within a framework of things. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to keep you on point, that you have a purpose or a plan. So when I add the four to the 10th calendar month, it adds a 14 of 5. So this person right now, M. Levy Love, is in a 5 personal month, which gives you a snapshot as to what you're going to be in the year 2023, which is a 5 personal year. 5 represents travel. 5 represents change. 5 represents variety. 5 represents the 5 senses. So all of these things are going to be, so anybody that's got limitations or expectations on you, where 4 is restrictive, 5 allows you to breathe, to kind of, you know, catch, whoa, what in the world happened here? Now that's interesting. All right, I don't know what happened. Lo, let me do something. Hold on 1 second. I will be right with you. All right. I had, Mercury's retrograde. I know I look cool in the dark, but that's not what's happening. Okay. I am about to be saved in a minute. Now, it ain't going to be the ring light, but it'll be close to it. All righty. All right. You know, the one thing about real television, folks, or real whatever. Okay. Hold on 1 second. All righty. Now, I must admit, this is not the best light, but I will have it up running soon. All righty. So, anyway, as I was saying, Lee, before, and 5 represents change of a very dramatic nature. All right. I know y'all been saying, like, what is going on up in there? Well, as you see, although Mercury was ending yesterday, we're still in the shadow. So there's some things I failed to check, and obviously it showed. But I'm human. So where I used to get bent out of shape, thinking everything is perfect, nothing is perfect at all. And so once I got to that, listen, it's an honest error. All righty. So anyway, Lee, you're about to change your life. Geminis will help you. Virgos, and since you are a Virgo going into a 5 personal year, that's going to be very important. And even this month, since you're in a 5 personal month, um, for October. All righty. So this is very important. By the way, your numbers are the 2, 7, and 5. Okay. And Mondays and Wednesdays are always your best days. Interesting. Okay. I'll know what to do in the future. Believe me. Did I do Natalie Crawford? I may have. I'm not mistaken. I think I did. Or maybe she did it earlier. But at any rate, though, Natalie has been in a 3 personal year and about to go into a 4 personal year. And it's so interesting how many people are either going through a 4 cycle that we're about to enter or in a 2 cycle that we're about to enter for the year 2023. 2s and 4s are kind of co-interacting because 4 represents the sun, the 2 represents the moon. So we're having a lot of sun moon influence, so to speak. Shall we say? All righty, so that's it. So that's you, Natalie. And by the way, your numbers are the 5, 6, and 9. So what that means is if you're entering that kind of year, uh, that means this same time next year, for the next 2 years of 2024, 2025, it'll be 5 and 6 respectively. I'd expect things to really, really improve for you. All righty. So now when I take Danielle, I hope I'm saying the name correctly, Danielle White. All right, Danielle, you have been in a 8 personal year. So when I add your 8 to the 10th calendar month, you will be in a 9 personal year, which means you're in a 9 personal month for October, but it means you will be in a 9 personal year for the year 2023. Now, here's what's interesting too. This is another case where your personal year is matching your birthday. So you are the first person that's not going through a 4 cycle or 2, which seem to be the common denominator. I got occasional 3s, but normally 4s and 2s seem to be where the emphasis has been for most of the people so far. 9 is a number where you are coming to the end of a 9-year cycle. What do I mean? So this month of October, since you're in a 9 personal month, the mindset is this. You know what, Danielle? I don't need this. I don't need that. You're looking at somebody who's been straddling the fence in your life. I don't think I need you either. So 9 is about terminations. 9 is about bringing closure. 9 is about bringing ending to anything or anyone or any situation that has been not in your best interest. Toxic ways of thinking, toxic ways of doing, toxic people of being around, toxic situations you're in, anything that's not in your best interest, it is about bringing closure to it. It's about letting bygones be bygones. But on the other hand, 9 also represents fulfillment of dreams, goals, things you've been, you know how sometimes we've been on a job and we want to be everywhere but that job and we just daydreaming about I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be here. Well, that's what a 9 does. A 9 helps some of those dreams and goals and things you've been put on hold manifest themselves to some degree. All righty. And so that's what that does. 9 also indicates a humanitarian cycle, and it means number 9 that you should be inspirational and then motivational to many as people that you come in contact with, to bring the best in them, to bring I should say, the best out of them, to motivate them, to inspire them to reach higher levels. Since 9 is universal, global, international, that is your approach that every human being that comes in touch with you, unless they act like the fool, as some people used to say, okay, give them the benefit of the doubt. 9 in a destiny likes to be the master of their fate, the captain of their ship. By the way, this tells me you will attract those under the signs of Aries, under the sign of Scorpios will be helping you in a minor way, Leos, and people that are, of course, born on the 9th, 18th, or the 27th. So since you're in a 9 personal year and you're born on the 9th day, I'd say you're in a good position to help yourself. All righty. So now let's take this person here. This person is Bonetta Sutton. They're in a 4 personal year, which means they're in a 5 personal month for October, which means they'll be in a 5 personal year for 2023. Now, here's a case that's totally different because this person will be entering a personal year number that matches their date of birth. So not only will they be in a 5 personal year, they happen to be born on the 5th as well. 5th always denotes changes for the better. What do I mean? Changes in health, change in relationship, change in the career, change in residence. Everybody's got their little area of life when they're going through a 5 personal year, and only they know which area they like to need to make changes. But the point is, they will make changes for the better at any point in some way, shape, or form. Virgos, Geminis, in a minor way, Aquarians, or people that are born on the 5th, 14th, or 23rd of any month will be of help to them. All righty. So, and by the way, in a 5 personal year, or anybody, I tell when you're dealing with a 5, the best way to hold on to them is to let them go. 5 is ruled by the element of air. So 5 isn't just in this corner above me or in that room. 5 air is everywhere you go on this planet, except in certain instances. But for the most part, it is about giving this person breathing room. And I got a feeling Bonetta Sutton knows exactly what I'm talking about. So now she's about to break out the box that's been holding her down since October, really, of 2021 into 2022. And she is about to have what I call her breakout moment. And so not only that, but the following year to come will be a 6 because her numbers are the 5, 9, and 6. So this year, 2023 coming up, as well as 2024 coming up. So that means not only this month of October, but her birthday month of November as well. So happy birthday to you next month. Okay. So now we have Vivica Lynn. Okay. Now, Vivica Lynn is in a 3 personal month also. That's what she's been. Excuse me. She's been in a 3 personal year, and believe it or not, folks, she's about to enter a 4 personal month, or she's in for October 4 personal month. So, boy, I'd like to do the stats on this. How many people that I've read so far are about to enter a 4, which means everybody's going to have to tighten their act up. All righty, that's in a 4 year. All right, but again, please remember, it's about just doing your job. Okay. A lot of people don't like nobody. I don't know what's going on. People, I don't know what they be drinking, what Kool-Aid, whatever else they're drinking, water, but people are not into taking accountability or responsibilities, male and females. Well, 4 is one of them cycles where that's what you got to do. That's why I'm saying it's about a cycle where you must put in the work. You must make that effort. Nothing in is nothing out. Okay. That's the human math of it. Okay. Because if you do the wrong things for the wrong reasons, you get the wrong results. And the opposite to that math is in human relationships. If you do the right things for the right reasons, 9 times out of 10, you get the right results. So this is very, very important. So do not be, and here's the thing about it that's important to me. This 4 won't be as bad for her. And 4 is not bad. It's just simply meaning if for those of you who are used to skating, used to sliding by, used to doing, this, that, just add water, because she's a 4 and will be entering a 4, it's going to be a different feel for her altogether. She's going to have more of a sense of purpose, more sense of organization, and she's going to be very, very pleased with how she's able to get her ducks in a row and get everything done that she's been planning to do, such as the benefit of, okay, such as the benefit of what she's going through. All righty. So anyway, folks, I'm kind of multitasking here a bit to get some things together to find out where is my light at. It should be on soon. But anyway, we're going to move to the next one. All righty. So here we got Jaslyn Kelly. So Jaslyn Kelly has been in an 8. She is in an 8 personal year. That means this year. And it's so interesting because normally in an 8 cycle, not only is it money, power, and authority, it's but about achievement, recognition, money, power, authority. Now, when that lights up, then you can press it, then it'll come on. But right now, so anyway, I have my beautiful daughter assisting me. She is great. All my daughters are great, but that's how I feel about my girls. What can I tell you? But anyway, Jaslyn, you are in an 8 personal year. So that means, and so it's interesting. Not only does it rule romance and finance, but excuse me, it rules finance first, then romance. So finance in a sense, a job, a raise, a promotion, starting your own business, whatever the case is. Romantically, it means love, marriage, separation, divorce, moving into a home, moving out of a home. It is also a pregnancy cycle. All righty. So let's say, Vivica, you say, no, not me. I mean, Jaslyn, no, not me. That's not what's happening. Excuse me. I should have flashed um, Jaslyn on the screen. So that's who I'm talking about. Uh, she's in an 8 personal year when you do that. So if people are looking at Vivica, so no, she's not, because you're probably doing people's birthdays now. But when you took the month and day she's born, you see that she is in an 8 for this year. So if I took 8, added to the 10th calendar month, that adds up to 18, and 1 plus 8 is 9. No, yep. She will be in a 9 personal year, which matches her birthday. And so a birth number. So since her 9 personal year is matching her birth number, this should, without question, should be a year where all the things she's been wanting to do becomes a reality. And because nines are go-getters, nines are proactive, nines get fired up because it is ruled by the element of water, I mean fire. So this would explain the attitude about maybe not and get some things done. But it also means Jasmine is going to be closing the books on anybody that's been shaky in her space, a waste of her time. And so for those of you who's been straddling, who've not been serious and been around this sister, somebody's going to get their feelings hurt. But don't be surprised, because if you look at the show, you will see that we had this conversation. Jasmine will tell you. All righty. And Jasmine's a tough cookie too, which is why she probably attracts men in uniform, which is a whole nother story for another time. But anyway, that's you. You're going to be in a 9 personal year, which means you're in a 9 personal month right now this month. So pay attention. Avoid arguments, avoid strife, avoid friction, avoid drama, avoid anybody that want to fuss and fight and cause a whole lot of confusion and commotions in your life. And please, when a person's in a 9 personal year, where right now you're in a 9 personal month, please be very, very careful how you handle sharp instruments, knives, guns, scissors, whatever the case is, because nines tend to lead more toward accidents. It's a fire number. So since diseases don't like fire, accidents kind of like them too. That even includes fender benders, okay? Car accidents. All righty. So Wilhelmina Grant Cooper. Hey, Wilhelmina, I know you. And Wilhelmina is in a 9 personal year. So that means she this year at some point has decided to close the books, to get rid of either something or someone or some entity that she feels she's outgrown, that she no longer needs in her life. And here's the point about a 9, the beauty of a 9. The reason why it tells you to get rid of things, because when you start a brand new 9-year cycle, which she's going to do next year, it means you don't have to take old baggage into the start of a brand new cycle. That's why this year should have been about phasing and closing out things. So right now, her mindset, and by the way, happy birthday next week on the 11th, her mindset is about now she's looking out for number one. Okay, I was sacrificed. I had to give up this, that. I had to give up some of you knuckleheads. Now, Wilhelmina Grant Cooper is about to do Wilhelmina Grant Cooper. So if she seems selfish, that's about right when you're entering a 1 personal year. You're looking out for yourself. I have my way of saying your 3 best friends are me, myself, and I. What am I getting out of it? I see I'm at the hour mark, and I'm going to bring this to a close soon. And I don't know why things are not working the way they're supposed to, but I guess that's how it goes. Anyway, so this is how we're going to close it out. So anyway, I want to bring to you, I'm going to take one more reading, and it will be, let me see, it's going to be Eric Thomas. Eric, you have been in a 7 personal year, buddy, this year. So like one of the other persons going through a 7 cycle, this year has been the kind of year where it's been about really, really bringing a kind of like a search, as it was, into the cause of the reasons of why you do the things you do. 7 in a cycle is normally challenging. In fact, I don't think I remember anybody going into a 7 personal year, but it simply is one of those kind of years that you're about to wrap up in a couple of months, whereby you kind of like stop, look, and listen, question why you're doing what you're doing, question the people in your space and why that is happening. Also questioning, you know, and looking deeper, going down into the rabbit hole of life, looking at the rhyme and the reasons why things are, and having some of the most interesting dreams. Because, my friend, you are about to enter an 8 personal year, the year that everybody wants to be in when they know it's about money and power and authority and achievement and recognition and doing things on a grand scale. Well, that year is coming up. It's also a year of marriage and divorce and separations and property. Not that it has to be you, but it may be somebody close to you, a relative, a sibling, a friend, a neighbor, a co-worker. These will be some of the things. And also, as I said, when you're in an 8 cycle, all of a sudden you come of age. Yes, I know you're grown because I looked at the year you were born in, but you come of age in a sense that you really see, okay, now I see what's been going on in my life, okay? And all the characters that have been in it to make all the difference in the world. So that's it. So anyway, folksies, um, I would like to thank everybody very much. I'd like to thank my moderator. And by the way, let me tell you who is going to be on this coming Wednesday. In fact, let me do this. Okay, I'm going to have, let me take the banner off a second. No, the comments, thank you. Okay, comments. All righty. Okay. Anyway, and thanks so much for all of you. And thanks, Love Love. By the way, I'm just scanning, and Love Love made a donation. Cheat to me, no matter how big or small, I really, really appreciate this because everybody's been on a budget. Things have been kind of crazy with all this inflation. And I'm really thanking everybody from the bottom of my heart. So let me hide that. By the way, I'm going to put up my banner. Yes, I made a banner. I made it about a year ago. I rarely show my banner, but this is how people can get in touch with me. Um, my website is LLoyd-Strayhorn.com. You sign up for my free monthly newsletter, my online course on my website, LLoyd-Strayhorn.com. My IG is Numbers in You. My Facebook is Numbers in You. My Twitter is Numbers in You. My LinkedIn is Lloyd Strayhorn. Clubhouse Numbers in You. That's each Thursday at 7 p.m. And yes, I do have a Cash App. That's $ Numbers in You. All right, so now I got that out the way. Okay. Let me tell you what's up for Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm excited about this person. I guarantee I will be more than prepared where no lights go out again. That's a first. But I'm going to have this distinguished gentleman on. His name is Anton Edwards. We just left September, which I was made aware through Kendall Cobb, the hypnotherapist, that September is disaster month. And I got to be honest, it seems like there's a whole lot of disaster happening with the inflation. Rates are going up here in New York City. Landlords have gotten a 5% increase in the rent, stabilized rents. So a lot of people are under pressure. So it's disaster, yes, in other ways, but he is an expert, the foremost authoritative expert on this. I've heard of him through King Simon. In fact, we know each other, but I really I know people, but I never ask, what do you do all the time? Now, at this point, I'm starting to ask, what do people do? And I'm really surprised at what they're doing. So this is Brother Anton Edwards that's going to be on Wednesday talking about disaster preparedness. So everybody, so you know what's up. You know what time it is. It's not about people being in a panic mode. It's about just understanding that, you know, emergencies of all kind can happen. And what do you do? Now, for people that want to know, these are my books. This is the Bible of my books. I got 4 of my books on Amazon. You can see them on my screen behind me on my bookshelf. But this is the main book, Numbers in You, a numerology guide for everyday living. It's a 400-page book that you can get. And so when I have, in fact, if you turn all those personal years, if you go from pages 129 to pages 148, they will give you all the personal year cycles you're in, whether you're up into 1 through 9 or they're going through a master number 11 or master number 22 cycles. All that is described in the book. My most updated book is this one here, Lloyd's Book of Numbers, a numerology guide for the 21st century and beyond. As long as we living and breathing, and I pray they don't blow this planet to kingdom come because of ego, thank you, that this should be around a long time. So this is my updated version of the one that you've just seen here. And I got them in colors for different reasons. So this is the orange book, the basic. This is the classic. And this is the newest of that book that's been updated with new additions. I also included all the states that are ruled by zodiac signs and things like that too. Now, for my online course, this is the workbook, Lloyd's Numbers and You workbook, a basic guide to numerology. It talks about how to add the numbers, this, that, and the other, numbers that are harmonious, numbers that are disharmonious, numbers that rule the zodiac signs, the days, the months, all those kinds of things that a person needs to know. So even if you didn't take the course, which I recommend you do, thank you should get this book and have that as part of your numerology collection for your file. And for those of you, of course, I had to do Lloyd's Numbers in You Relationship Guide, a cosmic blueprint to happiness and joy to find out how you get along. Now, yes, it's about relationships, but see, relationships is a broad term. I ain't talking about your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, spouse, whatever the case is. They got so many things going on now with all this. But I'm talking about your siblings, your neighbors, your coworkers, your brothers and sisters and family members and frenemies and enemies. How do you relate? But yes, I put a lot of emphasis on relationships, the best time to get married, births, children, parenting, things like that is also included. So all of that is there. And for those of you, although this is October the 3rd, the newsletter came out on time. It actually went out on the 1st of October, just as it was supposed to. So it was free. Please, excuse me, get your free monthly newsletter. All righty. All you got to do is go to my website again, and I will put my banner up again so you can see it, where you can go to the website. It's LLoyd-Strayhorn.com. Sign up for the free monthly newsletter. You have an option of putting your name in there, your birthday rather, but you must include your email in order for me to send you the newsletter. Okay, so if you want a free newsletter, please get it. And for those that have asked the question and may not have thought about it, no, I do not sell my email list. I don't play that. That's me. Some people do it for money. I'd like to think that y'all trust me enough to do this, and I'm going to keep that trust with my mailing list. Okay, now if I got something popping, I will let you know, no question. But over and above that, no, my list is not for sale to anyone. Sorry, I don't do that. So anyway, please get the free monthly newsletter. And this is my website. Again, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Sign up. The newsletter, online courses, sign up for those. And again, it's Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Every one of them is under Numbers in You except my LinkedIn. That's Lloyd Strayhorn. And each Thursday from 7 to 8, I do Clubhouse. And my Clubhouse room is Numbers in You, but the topic is always Learn from Lloyd with numerology. And that's each Thursday at 7 p.m. And there's a Cash App $ Numbers in You. All right, folks, now that I've got that out the way, let me do this. Okay. All right, everybody. I want to thank you very, very much. That will never happen again. You know, the one thing when you learn from mistakes, you learn. When you make mistakes like this will never happen again. I have never been put in the dark. My bills paid, but what I didn't do was charge something that I was supposed to charge, and you saw the results. So, everybody, I want to thank you very, very much. Please, I look forward to you visiting again with my special guest, Anton Edwards on the not Anton, it's Aton Edwards. I stand corrected in saying the man's name incorrectly. My apologies, Aton. And but you will see that you're in for a wonderful and amazing experience of how to survive should there be uh, catastrophe. All right, what to do, water, everything you need to survive. All right, some of you may be hard pressed, but believe me, it'll probably make you stronger too. All righty. So everybody, I want to thank you very, very much for joining us. I want to thank my daughter, LLoyd Strayhorn, for saving the day. Okay, it's not the best lighting, but it beats what light you had just before this light came on. All right. So everybody, thank you so, so much. I will see you in a couple of days. Dougie Fresh will probably be on a Monday from today. We talked, I made some arrangements, and so Monday the 10th is probably the target date when I have him on. But everybody, y'all please have a blessed day. Take good care, and I will see you soon. All righty. Any questions? Leave them in the comment section. Please, thank you for like, share, subscribe. I always forget to say that. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please push the notification button. And I also thank Jazz Aphrodite for also helping with that, to remind people to do that, because I forget. All right, everybody, have a blessed day. See you in a couple of days.